forward instead of just complaining and feeling stressed about everything that is going on. People who are always trying to give the blame on something or someone else are giving away their power, because the problems they are facing, they have no control over in their eyes, because somebody else created it and only somebody else can take it away or make it go away. But if you get to a point, to a mindset where you understand it is up to you to make this go away, then your whole process or your whole view on the world, on everything, will completely and drastically change. Obviously, you can complain about what the government is doing and what it should be doing or what isn't it doing. There are lots of conspiracy theories out there about what or who may have caused it or what is going on behind the scenes. But to be honest, obviously, you don't know anything. I don't know anything. It's all speculative. And even worse than that, it is not going to bring you into a positive mindset. It's not going to help you in your personal situation move forward and get better. So even if those things are real, and even those
Alright, good morning guys, it's Dakota back with the live stream. Today is May 26, 2021, Wednesday, alright? And if this is your first time on the calls, usually on these calls, hop on and I'll go through the pairs that I'm paying attention to, get my markup on them, get my analysis on them, just talk about it live so that I'm able to go back and review it. And also, if you guys see something of value, you can learn from it, take away from it too. And also gives us a chance to talk to each other, right? I post every single chart that we talk about on here in the Discord server, even the charts that you request at the end after I go through my pairs. I do open the call up for any suggestions, like people have any pairs they want me to look at for the call-ins, we can talk about it. Or if you guys have anything else you want to talk about, we can talk about that as well. Also down there in the description, there's my link to my Instagram. Go ahead, click that and follow. I don't shout that out a lot because I don't really post there a lot, but it is a way that you can contact me if you're not able to get a hold of me through Discord. Alright, now let's state the obvious. I got toothpaste on my shirt right there, okay? Alright, I just brushed my teeth probably like 20 minutes ago, and now I gotta change my shirt. Dang, it's been an hour. Alright, so let's go to the chart. Oops. Alright, cool. Where is the chat? There's the chat. Perfect. Okay, so starting on the chart, starting on EURJPY, I was able to get through everything this morning. So really proud today. Really energized and ready to get started. So the first setup that I'm going to be talking about is a 1 hour setup on EURJPY. Now it may or may not set up, most likely may not. But here we have an impulse coming down. We have this correction. I would love for it to come up one more time, but like the perfect setup has already come. This is really just secondary, right? I don't really expect this to actually set up, but I'd like it to come back up. It's about the 50-fib level or this previous high here and give me a selling opportunity. It's already been tested once, so again, not likely to be tested again. And looking for price to push down to this level. Now at this area, I'm actually looking for a buying opportunity a little bit lower than what I actually have my setup at right now. I like price to wick down or at least come below this zone and then come back up and give me an entry opportunity there. That would be really great. Okay, and just keying in on that 4 hour setup because that's the one that's most likely going to set up if it does. It's about a 5-to-1 opportunity, right? And honestly, if price does get into that zone, you could push it up higher. It might be a nice... no. That's just me coming up with something in the middle. But if you had in your plan, like, you take partials, you could take partials, keep some portion of it on. Okay. Now, the thing that contradicts the setup, obviously, is the supply zone here. Supply zone is basically telling me to look for selling opportunities, which that 1 hour selling opportunity is the only selling opportunity I see here. Now, off the 4 hour, we can see that we had a higher high created right at this supply zone level here, though. But what I would really love to see is a bullish setup actually form here, and then push through this level and get into that zone we just looked at. Because I'm really looking for price to get up to that area anyway. I don't really see a major pattern telling me price is going to reverse here. I don't see anything telling me price is ready to turn around. I don't see anything telling me like yen's about to gain some strength now. I will have to research that. I didn't research that. Wow, what a shame. Oh my goodness. My gosh. Yeah. Alright, so interjection right now, okay? So I was reviewing last week, over the weekend. For some reason my keyboard keeps disconnecting. But I was reviewing last week over the weekend, and noticed like the key area where I started to get lazy. I'm gonna just call it lazy. I originally said I started to get relaxed, but I'm gonna just fucking call it lazy. I started to get lazy and not be as detailed with my setups. So the positions I took on GU, EJ were a bit lackadaisical. I didn't specify the zone that I was entering at. I was just like, oh, here's my zone. Here's everything here. Oh, there's the entry. I'm just gonna take it. I wasn't very specific as I usually am with these setups, and obviously I paid for it. Those last 3 trades were losses. Obviously they weren't big losses, but the idea that I was getting to is basically, before that happened, I had a series of winners, right? I went on a pretty good winning streak and like had my best week of the year. And something that I could think back to several examples of, when I have success, there may be portions like right after that success, there may be like there's a moment of weakness, I guess. This should be in the daily thoughts. Maybe I should hold off on this. I'm gonna just say it again. There's a moment of weakness, right? And for me mentally, I guess, because I get relaxed and comfortable in that success that I just had, and I don't feel the need to be as attentive to what I was doing. Or, I mean, if I think about it, I obviously do feel the need to do that, but just in the moment, I'm not thinking that way. I'm not thinking detailed. I just lose my intensity after success, which is a problem I'm going to solve, because that does not need to be happening. Let's do the full markup on EURJPY, and I'll talk about that later. Okay, EURJPY, we have a high here, a low here. Very interesting. Just bullish candles on the monthly time frame. Pretty easy chart here. Got an uptrend. We're just gonna draw a new zone right here. Shift it up a bit to this high. Just that high. And there you go. Alright, and we obviously have an uptrend there. Daily time frame, I'll draw the uptrend. Like that. Actually, wow. Okay. I have a meeting at 8 o'clock, so not gonna rush, but just gonna be aware of the time. Okay. So we're in a selling area, right? Which at this moment, price is telling me to look for sales. There's a buy setup here in this area though. I have an impulse here and waiting on this correction to form. Now it looks like this correction is going to form. It looks like a good actual bullish opportunity. So I'm interested, I'm willing to take the risk for this buying setup on the 4-hour time frame. If we just stay here locked on the 4-hour, we have an impulse there, we have this correction, and since I already exposed how I use Fibonacci's, I'll take the Fibonacci's from here, put them there, and we can see that's about the 50, 61.8 level. Right, I'm gonna move to the 50. That's the area that I'll first look to buy off of. Secondary area is obviously 61.8. If both those levels break below, I'll start looking for sales if that trend line breaks. If I get an impulse move breaking this zone and that trend line, and actually this, I'd love to see it actually break this low here as well. And then after that, look for a correction. I don't have a solid zone for that correction to get up to yet, and then I'll look to sell. I'll look to sell just down to this level, at least initially. If there's another setup that comes, maybe willing to hold that longer. Okay, cool. Let's go to the next one, GBPUSD. We're gonna be going to the, my bad. There you go. Okay, GBPUSD. So just a 4-hour setup and a daily setup. 4-hour setup, I like price to actually form a flag, not this triangle. I'm not going to buy off the triangle. I'm not going to buy off the break of the triangle. I'm basically saying fuck the triangle. And if price comes down to the 61.8, I'm willing to buy it off of there, look for a 9-to-1 opportunity. Going down to, or going up to the daily setup that I'm paying attention to. This should actually say H4, not H1. Daily setup, I'm still eyeing that expanding triangle. I'm still willing to take the opportunity off of there. It still looks like a really good setup to me. There's, yeah, I still like it. So if price doesn't give me that 1 hour or that 4-hour setup, look for price to come down to here and look for a buy there. Go to the daily, it looks a bit better. Full markup, GBPUSD. Same thing as yesterday. Trash all that, go to the monthly. And let me go back to the live chat. So if you guys do have any pair requests, just go ahead and hit that text box and type your pair or questions that you have. Whew. Also, be sure to hit the like button. Okay, got an uptrend right here. Got an impulse here. Got a, on this time frame, looks like a possible ascending channel. Lower time frame, we know it's really not. But looking for a retracement regardless. Looking for rights to test this area here, and then give us a buying opportunity. All right, and that's just a rough estimate zone. Okay, it's more exact on the other, other chart is what I'm trying to say. I'm looking for a buy from that point. Now once we go down to the 4-hour setup or 4-hour, we can see another setup there as well, just a level before it. And it's just a nice opportunity that I'm willing to take, whether it plays out or not. It's a solid setup, so willing to take the risk on it. Now something interesting here is the pattern here, right? So the other day, yesterday, which is the other day, I went through wicks. And if you notice, when I draw patterns, I usually don't go through wicks. I used to do it all the time, but to just maintain consistency, I stopped doing that. And yeah, it was just mainly for consistency. So I stopped doing that and just sticking to the wicks for my patterns and for pretty much everything. And what I'd like to see is price essentially come down, give a buying opportunity from that point off the 4 hour. I mean, that's pretty much it. Same thing as yesterday. Next pair, dollar Swiss. Dollar Swiss, I have nothing on this. Nothing today. Again, it's not interesting to me right now. Yeah, it's not interesting to me. So I don't even want to talk about this. It's kind of just a waste of time. Can I get more practice in? Of course I can get more practice in by doing a full markup. So we're gonna talk about it anyway. Going to a monthly time frame, resetting the chart, box it in. Bow. Weekly, we have a downtrend on the daily time frame. It's a little tight. Gonna wait for the 4 hour to draw it. Can we tighten up the zone here? Price is almost at that area, and it's a closer range. This is a better range. I'm gonna go for the better range. Okay, here is our downtrend. Price breaks that downtrend, looking for a buying opportunity up to the top of there. That would be perfect. That would, oh yes, that's the setup. That's the setup right there. Good job marking up, man. Good job. All right, coming down to the 1 hour. Since there's nothing on the 4 hour, there's nothing there. All right, but let's go back and like map what I just saw out. That was beautiful, like in my head. But essentially, I'm looking for a break of this trend line. Buying opportunity to come. It's probably going to be really small, probably off the 1 hour time frame. That's what typically happens off of something that I've noticed. Something typically happens off the off dollar Swiss, I'll say. That's all I'll say. Just looking for a buying opportunity up to that point. All right. So let me go ahead and take the screenshots. If that's the case, let's not do that. But the trend line obviously has to break, right? The trend line doesn't break. There's no real. That's the pair I was looking for. There's no real. That setup's not there. All right. Okay, actually you guys already have that, or at least one of those setups. Okay, going through requested pairs now. Seems like we're getting no action in the chat, so I'm just gonna keep on going through. Okay, price is making its way up to that selling opportunity that we pointed out yesterday. We'll see if it fully sets up and actually gives us an entry signal. That'll be really nice. And that's about it on odd dollar. I mean, next, right? AUDJPY broke out. AUDNZD did not reject at that level. That's actually pretty interesting. Okay, flop pattern, breakout. Okay, not too bad. But wouldn't have caught that. It was too early. We were too late on this setup. Broke out. Do we talk about? Yeah, that's the pair that I missed the entry on. Yeah. another opportunity will come. All right, pound Swiss SL hit. Setup is still valid, honestly. That's all I'll say. Setup is still valid. We won't track it. There's no point in trying to redeem. If someone requests it again, we can go ahead and look at it again, but I don't really want to right now. Or, dang it, why'd I say that? Jeez. Hold on. Okay, starting on the monthly, just gonna mark up pound Swiss real quick and see if we get the setup. Okay, got an impulse here, waiting for a large correction actually form. Would love for this area to be tested. Might reject right here and then push up from that level. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw that zone right there. Look for price to scale down to that point and look for a buying opportunity from there. Here we have a daily selling pattern, and it would be absolutely beautiful if it came back up to the top one more time and gave us that sell opportunity. Let's go down to the 4 hour. Okay, put my foot in my mouth. That selling opportunity or buying opportunity is whack. It's not good right now. It is not good right now. Looks like there's a 1 hour setup there. If you want to look for that buying opportunity, I'll wait for that trend line break, look for a correction, look to buy up to this point at this area, start looking for sells. Really like the selling opportunity here at this level if price does get up to that point. Going back down to the 1 hour time frame, this sell setup I just drew out, doesn't look as good as I thought it did. But there is still a selling opportunity, right? Basically got price pushing up is that's one. Oh yeah, that's gonna be nasty. Okay, so essentially I like the sell here, and I would be willing to take the sell here. I wouldn't be buying right now, simply because just of how things are structured here. Okay, I look to sell in about this area. I mean, you just gotta be willing to take the chance. If you're willing to take that, that's where I would look to sell at. And of course we got to track it since I'm doing the full markup and being this detailed with it. We'll see what happens. Targets down here. I'm looking for price to continue pushing down and push out of that rectangular pattern. Okay, now that dollar Swiss is over it, let me not say anything stupid so I don't have to mark that up again. GN's in profit. UJ we haven't talked about. We already talked about that. Broke the trend line. Still looking for buying opportunities there though. I think that's everything. Like, yeah, no more requests or anything like that. Alright, so I was kind of rushing through that today because I do have forgot I do have a meeting at 8. But to finish it out, the thing that I talked about during EJ is after reviewing last week again, I saw that after success, after like a winning streak, I kind of got, like I said, a bit lazy and wasn't as focused or detailed with my setups and taking the opportunities. So the last 3 setups I took for that week were were subpar. They didn't meet all the criteria that I would like my setups to meet. So like dealing with the problem of like after you have success, like not getting too comfortable there, right? And still keeping the same intensity that you started out with in order to keep the ball rolling and keep that momentum going, because you can build off of that. And there were opportunities that came like with those setups I had I been more detailed and paying attention more and not like gotten into that lazy stage, like no one knows what could have happened, but those setups ended up playing out. All right, at least the idea of the setups ended up playing out. And like staying away from just after success is maintaining that energy is basically what I want to work on, right? Is what I'm going to work on. Because what is the definition? Complacency. Wow. Yeah, that's the right word. So I don't want to feel complacent. So I want to maintain my focus and keep on working pretty much until the job's done, right? Until I achieve my targets, until it's over, and like reset the following week and make sure I'm locked in, or the following month if I'm like locking in the full month, or like the full month together. But yeah, that's just something I need to work on, and I'm going to work on. I'm going to find a way to work on it. If you guys have any suggestions or have been through that, basically, if you didn't really understand what I was saying, have been through the point where you have success and then afterwards you get kind of lazy, you get complacent, and you're not as efficient with what you're doing after you reach that success, because you feel like you already completed it and your intensity has diminished. But yeah, if you guys have any experience with that, go ahead and share it in the comment section. We can talk about it. Also, if you can join the Discord server, talk to me there, and yeah, share your charts there as well. Hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. Please go ahead, hit that like button. Also hit subscribe and the notification bell to keep up with future videos. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.